welcome to the Savaria Delta IPL installation video. Drawing the arcs on the stair wall is important to ensure that the rail is placed properly. To mark the stair arcs, take the measurement from the Delta drawings. To mark the arcs, take the measurement from the Delta drawings of the stair nose to the bottom of the rail. Then measure to put it onto the walls like shown. Move the unit into place at the bottom of the stairs and remove the top of the box. Then remove the protective packaging from the carriage. Once that is complete, remove the protective wrap and the parts boxes from the sides of the units. Using a 3mm Allen key, loosen all 6 bolts on the front lower cover, and then remove it. Remove the 2 bolts on the upper cover. Next, remove the 2 bolts holding the handrail on the front of the Delta carriage using a 4mm Allen key. Now you can remove the top cover and flip it around to the back of the unit. Remove the 2 bolts on the lower rear drive carriage cover. And then remove the cover. Loosen the 4 bolts holding the lower rear carriage in place. Loosen the 4 nuts holding the upper carriage in place. Flip the top cover back to the front and loosen the bolts on the piece of rail attached to the carriage. The piece of rail should now move freely with the rear carriages. Remove the wood screws holding the unit to the wood base. Remove the unit from the wood base and position it against the wall. To ensure you have the correct positioning for the carriage, refer to the Delta drawings and measure out to the end of the rail and match the distances. Use a straight edge to check that the rail is straight to the arcs and then tighten the rail at that angle. On the first piece of rail, affix the splice bar into the upper rail using the provided short set screws. On the lower rail, use the longer set screws to insert the splice bar. These screws should then be tightened down. Measure the distance between the bottom of the top rail and the top of the bottom rail and record the distance. Using the recorded distance, set the piece of rail that we just put the splice bars in. Insert the piece of rail into the rail attached to the carriage. Check the angle of the rail to the arcs and ensure that the bottom side of the lower rail is directly on the arcs. With the angle set, tighten the 4 nuts on the upper carriage. Then tighten the 4 bolts on the rear lower carriage. Ensure that the rail is straight by placing a level on the rail supports. The rail supports should be perfectly vertical. Once you have ensured that the rail is good, affix the rail to the wall using a few screws per rail section to hold it. Connect the platform jumper to the carriage. This will jump out all of the platform safeties. Insert the key and the hand pendant into the left side of the unit. Install the batteries into the lower carriage of the Delta. The positive and negative leads will be marked. At some angles, you will need to remove the lower rear carriage cover from the Delta so that it is not hitting the rail. Turn the key and power switch on. Ensure that you have all the lights on the top left of the unit lit, and then run the unit up 1 inch. Remove the center bolt holding the shipping stand together. Remove one side of the shipping stand by removing the nut on the upper support bolt and then pulling it straight out. Remove the other side using the same procedure. Replace the lower left-hand rear carriage cover. Ensuring that the upper rail is securely fastened, run the unit onto the upper rail and then begin securing the lower rail. Bring over and open the platform packaging. Remove the platform from the packaging and bring it over to the Delta carriage using the handles. Connect the platform to the carriage using the large platform joint pins. The handles attached to the platform will keep the ramps in place while you install the platform. Put the platform joint pins into the holes on the sides of the platform. The white plastic washer needs to go between the platform and the carriage. This is the nylon washer that needs to go between the platform and the carriage. When putting the platform joint pins in, ensure that the securing hole is put directly to the back when inserted, or turn it when it is inserted. Secure the platform joint pin with the bolt and tighten the bolt so that no threads should be showing. If there are, you will need to turn the platform joint pin so that the securing hole is located towards the back. With the platform in place, remove the jumper that we put in earlier and connect the platform electrical connections. With the platform folded down, remove the lower side handle so that when the platform is folded up, it will not make contact with the rail. Raise up the platform and line up the gas shock bracket with the eyelet and put the bolt through them all. Use a nylock nut to secure it. Ensure that there is still play with the bolt and that it is able to move freely to allow the platform to fold and unfold properly. Fill the marked hole of the platform connection pin with grease. Then place the grease nipple into the hole and tighten. To attach the platform connection rods, first remove the top locking pin by rotating it towards you and then pulling it straight down. Remove the top head and thread it onto the threaded rod. When the size is adjusted properly, the head should pop into place with fairly low pressure. If the head doesn't go on, ensure that the washer inside the joint hasn't slipped out of position. If it has, recenter the washer and try again. Once the head is on, replace the locking pin and ensure that it is secure. To attach the arms, pull the joint towards you and attach it using the pin provided. Lock the pin using the snap ring and then line the arm housing up to the holes. Place the arm into the arm housing and thread the bolt through. The head will be on the countersunk side, which is shown on the reverse side here. Then tighten the nylock nut. Place the opposite carriage platform guard in so that when bolted on, it will fully press the switch. Insert and tighten all screws into the platform guard. To complete the ramps, place the ramp arm connector into the holes in the sides of the ramps. These are handed and they will not fit on the opposite side. Use the provided countersunk machine screws to bolt them down. Attach the ramp arms by sliding them into the unit and screwing them into the bolt that's there. Then place the knuckle through the ramp arm connector that you previously installed and tighten the nut onto it. Please refer to the installation guide for the installation of the charge stations and your turnover procedures. Thank you for watching, thank you for choosing Savaria, and I hope you have a good install.